You ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready to go.
Did you go pee?
Yes, I did go pee. I'm good. Are you sitting on your wallet?
Nope.
You got your phone?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
All right, we're out of here.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're glad you're here. The day this video drops is actually a special day for Tim and I. 2 years ago, the Saturday before Memorial Day of 2022, Tim and I hit the road for our first ever cross-country overlanding trip. That trip was the first time we had ever tried filming anything, and it led to the creation of our channel, Adventures with Heckenback, about 3 months later. It took me that long to figure out how to edit a video and then to have the courage to post it. The trip took us 22 days and we traveled over 5,600 miles from Indiana to Washington State and back again. We had to hit the highways a few times, but for the most part, we stuck to backroads and byways. So on the anniversary of the trip that ignited our desire to travel and explore more, we thought it would be fun to do a compilation video of that first trip. And we'll try to share a little of what we learned as well. Let the adventure begin.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if
The first day, we made it into Minnesota, and then the second day, our destination was the South Dakota Black Hills.
falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
We decided to camp in a campground, but there is dispersed camping in the area. On the third day, we explored Badlands National Park and the Black Hills. We visited here before. Tim has family in South Dakota, and Badlands National Park especially can get fairly busy during the day. If you want to avoid traffic and have a better chance of seeing wildlife, get an early start.
Well, maybe it was fate when you walked in the door. I could have sworn I've seen your face before. So glad that you said hi, 'cause I was way too shy. What would have happened if you just had passed me by the night we
Oh, hi there.
keep on drinking, keep on wishing for someone out there to hold. All those little moments, the bites you didn't catch, me looking over your shoulder just at the right time. Those little moments all led me to you, only God knew about.
There is no entrance fee to visit Mount Rushmore, but you do have to pay for parking, which isn't covered by the National Parks Pass. Later in the day, we encountered some weather as we made our way into Wyoming. Entrance to Devil's Tower is covered by the Park Pass. After visiting Devil's Tower, we had planned to camp for the night in Thunder Basin National Grasslands, but the weather was so cold and wet, we opted to get a hotel room in Casper. On the fourth day, we headed into the mountains of western Wyoming. Unfortunately, we weren't out of the weather yet, but it wouldn't stop us from camping this time. As we headed up into the Wind River Range through the South Pass, we encountered some pretty significant snow. It was a little scary for flatlanders like us. Be aware that they can have snow well into June. The rain and snow began to let up as we entered the Wyoming range. We were headed for Bridger Teton National Forest, which is where we planned to camp for the night. There are many Forest Service campgrounds in Bridger Teton. We had planned to camp in one a little bit further up the mountain, but we were blocked by snow, so we ended up finding a dispersed camping site. We had a great time exploring while we were looking for a site. We found a spot we liked and set up camp for the night. This would be the coldest night of the whole trip. It got down to 27 degrees. The next day, we headed north into the Tetons and Yellowstone. We would spend a few days here exploring the area. If you've never been to Yellowstone, we would definitely recommend it, but it is crowded. We made sure we got started early in the day so we could avoid some of the long lines that you have to wait in to see some of the more popular areas. If or when we come again, we would definitely plan more time to explore. Yellowstone is huge. We were really lucky with our timing on this trip. Some of you may remember the epic flooding that took place in June of 2022, forcing the evacuation and closing of many areas in Yellowstone and taking out several of the roads. That was a week after we were here. After a couple days exploring Yellowstone, we headed out through Grand Teton National Park. This is such a beautiful, scenic area. It can make anyone's photographs look good. Definitely stop to take some pictures. We took the Teton Pass into Idaho. Our destination for today was the Sawtooth Mountains. We had a great night's sleep camped right next to the river. The next morning we were up before the sun and on our way because it was supposed to start raining again and we didn't want to pack up camp in the rain. We left the Salmon River in Salmon Chalice National Forest and entered Boise National Forest. We took Grimes Pass through Boise National Forest alongside the Payette River. This was our first time visiting Idaho, and if you've never been here, definitely put it on your list. You have the forest, you have the rivers, you have the mountains, wildlife, everything is so beautiful. And there is plenty of camping. We found Forest Service campgrounds, BLM campgrounds, and many places with dispersed camping. Before we knew it, the rain had stopped and we were entering another new state, Oregon. We'd only be driving across the corner of Oregon though, so we didn't really count it. Our destination for today was the Columbia River Gorge. The Columbia River Gorge is a really interesting place. The interstate runs right alongside the river, and there are these little pockets of towns and natural areas between it and the river. We didn't have time to do much exploring here on this trip, but we'd like to come back in the future. There are many beautiful waterfalls in the area and lots of interesting hikes and sights to see. After crossing the river into Washington, we stopped for dinner and a beer, and the next morning we pressed on to Mount Rainier. We were headed to Rainier for a special event and would be there several days, so we rented an Airbnb in Packwood. As soon as we got checked in, we headed out to explore.
'Cause we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown. 1,000 good miles.
There's one road that runs through the main part of Mount Rainier National Park. It comes in, goes up over the mountain and down and out the other side. Even though this was June 7th, the top part of the road was still closed due to snow. So we drove up as far as we could from one side and then explored on our way back down.
But we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown, leaving everyone behind as their slow fires died down. Once we left, we found it harder and harder to slow down. Yeah, we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown, leaving everyone behind as their slow fires died down. Once we left, we found it harder and harder to slow down, 'cause we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown. 1,000 good miles. Yeah, 1,000 good miles.
This is where we're going to leave you in this video, but in next week's video, we'll share a compilation of the event that we were here for and the northern route we took on the way back, including a couple days in Glacier. If you'd like more info about any of the places we've shared in this video, we'll link the playlist from this trip here at the end. But be kind. Remember, I was just learning how to edit videos. I think, hopefully, I've come a long way since then. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.